I've walked down Main Street in the cold morning mist.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the program All About Cars. I'm playing a tune here called Our Town because I have Mr. Morrissey here from his theater group from New Bedford Vocational Technical High School. I said that quick. You got it all in there? And he's got a new play coming up called Our Town. And I don't know if that music, if she's singing that in relation to that old song there with Iris DeMint singing. This coming up this December 10th through 13th. So it'll be a great time just before Christmas. And his theater group, everybody works very hard at this. And that's why we have him here for the next 30 minutes or so. And Jerry, would you like to say anything? We got your mic up and activated. And we've got a few of the cast members here as well. And there's two from last time, was it? This young, three go. Oh, all of you guys were here last year? Okay, yeah. Wow.
Nobody can see hands on the radio.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So, tell us about this play coming up, Jerry.
Let me start off by saying, first of all, Ralph, thank you so much to you personally for sharing this precious time of for your own show, All About Cars, with Ralph Medeiros. I also want to just throw this in quickly. Ralph doesn't know I'm going to say this, but Ralph runs a marvelous business up there, Ralph's Auto Center. Ralph's Auto Center up on Church Street, right behind the school. He has master mechanics. I've been bringing my own two cars here for a couple of years now. He's a very competitive priced and does great work. Has great one-owner cars as well. And so stop by and take a look at the place. He's a great guy. Also forgive. And also I do want to say something about our new superintendent director, Mr. O'Brien, James O'Brien. You know, he's a
good guy.
A great guy. He's not only a great guy. He's a wonderful fit for the school. He's going to do marvelous for us. We all here wish him. We wish Mr. O'Brien congratulations, and we're looking forward to working under his leadership for the next few years. So congratulations to Mr. O'Brien from the theater company. Theater company, congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. No, I met him, Jerry, and he was quite a guy. And thank you for the compliments. It's very nice of you.
Yeah.
I did meet the new director, and I was impressed talking to him. Yeah. So, and it's good to see that we have someone who has come up through the ranks in the community. So.
He's all about folk. His whole life is dedicated to the school.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's he's one of our own and a local fellow in the community, and that's important in my mind.
So since we're on a limited time, Ralph, why don't you just get to the
all right. So we know that you've got this Our Town. Why don't someone tell us what Our Town is about? This play, because I didn't frankly know much about it until I started reading into it, and when you and I talked, Jerry. So,
the basic theme of Our Town is it's about the preciousness and the beauty of life, because life is brief, life is short, and it's a play to try to get the people to take a quick look at what they got before they lose it. That's what it's all about.
Well, isn't that the truth, huh? So this play, I understand, it was very popular in the 30s.
Well, it came out in 1938. It was a big hit, an immediate hit on Broadway.
Yeah.
It's been done. It's been done all over the world. It's done every day. Every day of the year, it's done somewhere in the country. It's very popular.
It's still very popular,
as well.
Yeah. And the time setting is what, the turn of the century, the last century, right?
Why don't you give us
somebody want to talk about the time? Who's got a mic here?
This young lady, give us your opening line about the date.
The opening line?
Well,
I have so many.
In the monologue, we talk about the date of the play.
Yeah, the timeline that it takes place in, with the turn of the left.
It starts in 1901.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when the play starts. But then it also takes place in 1913, and in 1904, and in 1899. It takes place in a ton of different times.
Okay, but that's so is the end of the 1800s and the beginning of the 1900s, essentially, in that time setting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
20th century.
And dealing with life's aspects at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you like specifically about this play?
This is one of the most beautiful plays that I've ever seen. Oh, I play the stage manager, which is she kind of narrates the play generally.
Yeah.
It's just such a beautiful play. It's the play that I've been in that has touched me the most. I've never played a role. I've never been in a show that has made me feel this much.
Oh. And what year are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
And say your name again over the way.
I'm Madison Bozarth.
And you're from what town?
New Bedford.
Okay, so you're a New Bedford gal. Okay, so and you're a sophomore.
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
So you've had some experience on the
She did a
theater
wonderful
group.
job with Aunt Ella in Oklahoma last spring.
Yeah, that was a great play. Now, who else would like to contribute some thoughts about this? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Right there.
Hello, my name is Daniel Mello.
Okay, Daniel. Where are you from? What town?
I'm from New Bedford.
Okay, great.
I'm a senior at Voc Tech in the Media Technology program, and I will be playing the role of George Gibbs. I really love the message of this show, that life is so precious, because it is. And it's just a pleasure to be able to bring that message to an audience. It's really just a blessing.
So, Joe Gibbs is in what, the beginning or the end of the play itself, or throughout the play?
Oh, yes. Well, the story really follows this George Gibbs, from childhood and when he meets Emily Webb.
That's his gal, his wife?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It really focuses on them, too. In the third act, which is when Emily's a ghost, just reflecting on her life. It's really just an awesome role to be playing, and I'm just really excited.
Oh, very good. Very good. So, this play is going to, let's see, what days are we starting here, Jerry? The 10th, I see. So that falls on what, a Thursday night? So a Thursday night, I see here adults are $12, seniors are $10, students are $6. And if you want information, folks, write this down. If you got a pencil and paper, I'll say the number and the extension you can call in a few seconds. But so the tickets will be available. People can just reserve their seats like we've done in the past, right?
We have tickets available next Thursday in the lobby from 2:30 to 7. They can call the number 83321 extension 424 and make a reservation. They're all reserved seats, or they can just come to the door tonight to the show.
So they can call at the 998-3321 extension 424 and reserve tickets. And that's great because when you show up there, the seats are already reserved. You don't have to fight for
seats. It's not a cattle
seats.
call. You pick the seat you want. And
Yeah. Now, how about the sets on this play? Is there any specific sets that have to be designed and set up? Just get it. There you go.
All right, my name is Mary D'Angelo, and I'm playing Emily Webb.
Okay.
So I am kind of like the female lead. The play focuses on George and Emily and like their life, narrated by the stage manager, played by Madison. And the set is actually really unique compared to other shows around here because there are virtually no props. We have a couple tables, a couple chairs, a couple ladders, and that's it. And so a lot of what we do on stage is mimed, and it's very interesting to have to convey what we're doing to the audience just using our bodies and our hands. So it also requires more from the actors and more from the director.
Absolutely. I was just going to ask you that. I was going to say it takes a lot more energy.
Yeah, it takes a little more to get the audience to understand that and what we're doing. But it's definitely been really cool because it is so unique. So I've been enjoying that, and I'm sure that the other castmates can say that as well, that it's been a good time pushing around imaginary lawnmowers and imaginary books and flowers.
So you have to be more animated.
Yes.
And it obviously takes more energy, physical energy, mental energy to perform because you don't have the props to support you and all that to give you that kind of like background confidence, if you will.
And it also leaves a lot more to the audience to imagine. So what does the house look like in their perspective? What is it? And so it's leaving also more of their individual perspective to connect with the characters in the play because it could be their house. It could be like their grandmother's house, whatever connects with them the most, and that's why I think the play is also titled Our Town because it's not just these characters. You can put yourself into this story, and you can be experiencing it as if it were your own life.
Interesting. So the audience, without the props and the background to kind of like be eye candy, if you will, they have to put their minds into it, their imagination. They become part of the whole. You know, they're not just watching it; they're actually thinking with it as well. So it's an interesting concept. Was that his original intent, Jerry, when he wrote this?
Minimal scenery was it's a big part of the whole show. Minimal scenery, getting the audience to, as Mary nicely put it, getting the audience to imagine their own particular kitchens, their own particular stoves and refrigerators, and by doing that, they relate better to the play. So that's why, as she was saying, it's called Our Town, not a town, but our town. You know, belongs to everybody. Could be done anywhere.
When I was reading into Wilder's work, and it said that he used metaphysical.
Metaphysical.
Well, if the word here is metatheatrical, okay, if one of you guys can read that there, I was reading, I said, well, that's interesting. Metatheatrical, yeah. When I was reading that, my eyes went. So that was, I guess, that using your mind to...
Thornton Wilder was brilliant, an absolute brilliant man.
Yeah,
when he wrote this very, very normal play about normal, regular people and kind of farmers, actually down in 1901 in Grover's Corners, which is a fictitious town, but he traveled in the highest intellectual circles in the world at the time when he wrote this. So.
And I saw it won a Pulitzer Prize back then too, as well.
Yeah, he won 2, I believe.
2, yeah. So the play. Did he write any other plays, or was that was he?
The Skin of Our Teeth and a couple of others. Yeah.
So, but this is his landmark work.
Yeah, I would say this is the one that everybody knows him for. Yeah.
Interesting. Just so this ought to be fun to watch. I would assume that this to see this. I guess it was originally performed in Princeton, New Jersey. And reading into it. Anyone else like to add to it? With
everybody
with
wants to say something.
Go ahead. So, who's up next?
Marissa's up next.
All right, Marissa. Hi, Marissa.
Hi, my name is Marissa Vasks. I am currently a junior in the Nurse Assisting Health Assisting program, and this is my fourth production with the Vogue Tech Theater Company. I am playing the role of Mrs. Gibbs, which is George's mother.
So, and what do you find different about this play versus the other 3 you've been partake?
Mostly my characters in the other 3 productions was I was very outgoing and I was like spunky and I was kind of the out-of-the-box character. And this one I noticed that I have to be a lot like my own mother. And I need to just be like, I need to be like a loving mother. I need to be there for my son. I need to be there for my daughter-in-law. Like, I need to be like the full loving person, and I actually like really love it.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's and also about your candidness. That's interesting to hear it said that way. So you've been working very hard and working out and doing all the.
They all have. They're all dedicated, professional, and. This is just very, very talented group. Very fortunate to have them all.
Yeah. So this is part of the group, or you got more involved as well?
Yeah, there's 28 in the cast.
Wow.
28 in the cast, and there's another 22 or so on stage crew.
Wow.
And we have one of the lighting technician here, Megan Long, is going to also say something.
Okay. Yeah. Good. So, all right. This young fella here is.
Hi, I am Ryan Boudreau. I'm playing the part of Dr. Gibbs, which is George Gibbs' father. And I'm really privileged to be in this show. I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned it yet because Mr. Morrissey loves to talk about it. But he always tells us that this play has one of the most dramatic third acts said to be ever written in a play. So to be a part of that is a real privilege.
What do you mean by third acts?
3 acts. Go ahead.
Okay, this play has 3 acts in our town. And,
okay. 3 separate acts. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
Third
okay.
Act.
Right.
Go ahead, Madison.
They each have a title.
The first act's called The Daily Life, the second act's called Love and Marriage, and the third act is called
Death and
Dying.
Oh, so it's actually going right through life then, essentially. Yeah.
So it's said to be one of the most dramatic of the written plays of acts. So I'm really privileged to be a part of this.
Oh, so that's okay. Yeah, I see that here: daily life, love and marriage, and death and dying. When I started researching this in the background, interesting. So who else like to contribute here? That lighting and stage lighting? No? Yes, your turn?
Megan is the lead lighting technician. Director in her own rights as well.
All right, so I'm Megan Long. I'm a senior at Vogue Tech. I'm in the Legal and Protective Services shop, and like Mr. Morrissey said, I'm the head lighting technician. So I make sure there's lights on the stage for these lovely people.
But they also have to come up and down at certain times and things like that, right?
Yeah,
so
that's what we're working
more
on.
Directing and more involved in that. So
very intricate lighting plot. There's probably 102 cues there she's got to deal with.
Wow. Yeah, because that's the lighting will take a lot of the props for the physical props in a way.
Exactly.
So lighting comes into
lighting becomes a more important issue because of the lack of scenery.
Gotcha. Yeah. So there's a lot of work involved. So how'd you learn that? If you're in legal, you said law enforcement, legal.
Yeah.
That's kind of and so how'd you get into the lighting? And you had to learn that. It's a different
I've been involved with theater ever since I was in the 2nd grade, so it's just a part
So,
of
but
me.
a lot of
I've
people
always
like,
been
but so
doing it.
not just the acting side, but also in the support side, if you
I've
will.
done both, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing,
Directing, as Jerry had mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that for 3 years now. I've been doing the lighting and sound since I was in the 6th or 7th grade, and I've been acting since I was in the 2nd grade. So
So this is serious to you. You love this.
It is a part of my
Yeah,
life.
you love this. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
See, I think people underrate our community so much in the New Bedford area. You know, we have such, you know, and I'm not patronizing young people here, but it gives me confidence seeing young people who have some interest and not, you know, what's the latest tattoo of the week, but you have actually serious interests out there, and you know, you're going to be model citizens going forward as you get older and, you know, into the community, finish school, and it's positive. It's actually very, very positive to see this. So who's up next? This young fella here. Hi. You can raise that mic, you know, because you guys are tall. There you go. Yeah, it'll make it easier for you. There you go.
Hi, my name is Patrick Lawrence. I'm a freshman at Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational Technical High School. My preferred shop would be electrical technology.
Yeah. Well, you're still in exploratory. To
Yes.
interrupt you. Okay,
Yes.
that's right. Okay.
I play Mr. Webb, which is Emily's dad. And I'd say this is probably one of the more challenging roles because Mr. Webb, I see him as a firm, like, strong but caring father. Like, he knows that he loves his children, and his children know that he loves them.
Right.
But he also has that side of him where he's that strong, like, rock of the family, if you will.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that, and you're a freshman now. So did you do theater in like
Yes.
junior high or
Yeah,
elementary?
I was involved in South Coast Children's Theater since 1st grade.
Oh, okay. So this is serious to you too. It's just, yeah. So you thoroughly enjoy that. So Jerry, you've had that's like you know, a good find, him coming to Vogue. And
Yeah, we've done well with South Coast. A lot of the cast members are proteges of South Coast.
now
Children's
Dennis
Theater.
Lawrence is involved. Any relation to you?
Yeah, he's my uncle.
Oh, I was gonna say, I know Dennis does a lot of work with South Coast. So that's your uncle. Oh,
Yes.
it's a small world.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't
that's
it?
good. So that's great to see these young
Yeah.
kids coming up like that.
is, yeah.
That's positive. That's really good to see that. Well, that's terrific. Now, who's this young lady here? Okay. Hi. Last but not least.
Hi, I'm Melissa Silva. I am a sophomore at Vogue.
Okay.
And I'm in early child care.
Okay.
And this is my 5th play
Wow.
with the Vogue Tech Theater Company.
5th play.
Yeah, I was a child in Miracle on 34th Street in Gypsy. And I've always wanted to go to Vogue. I love the atmosphere of Vogue. I love that you can have a trade in Vogue. And I love the Vogue Tech Theater Company.
Ah.
It's amazing.
Gave
Yeah.
up cheerleading for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a sacrifice. Yeah, there you go. So, and I can tell you got your heart into it just looking at your expressions and that you
Well, thank
thoroughly
you.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
And you've already done 5 plays?
This is my 5th one.
But coming up.
Yeah.
Wow. So she's been quite active as well.
Yeah, she started very young. See,
Yeah. So
as she said, she played a child in Miracle on 34th, and then
Yeah, she's grown up.
Gypsy.
Yeah, now I'm playing Mrs. Webb, who's Emily's mother.
You want to do your German song? I mean, not your German, your
My Dutch song?
Dutch song, yeah.
Yeah.
can you do it?
She sings
Yeah,
a Christmas
I
song
sang
in
this
Dutch.
in 2009 for Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay.
Sinterklaas kapoenska, ga ik in mijn schoenska, ga ik in mijn larsna, thank you Sinterklaasna.
Wow. Hey, how about that? Huh? How about that?
Thank you.
Very good. And Dutch sounds like a difficult language to learn.
Yes, actually, when I was learning my lines for the little Dutch girl, we had someone who spoke Dutch come in and work with me, and then the Santa at the time, Casey, and we stayed in the room, and we were just like saying different vowels and stuff. I learned all my lines, what they really meant. It was amazing.
Yeah. So good for you. So that's interesting. So
So there's 2 very famous lines. Mayreed's going to give us one of them that kind of tell us pretty much what the play is all about. One of them actually belongs to the stage manager. Give us the one about you got to love life and have life.
yeah.
Well, first, let me say this: the play really is trying to. What the play is trying to do is find a value above all price for the smallest events in our daily life, if you can swallow that line, right? But here's a good line from the stage manager.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
You gotta love life to have life. Sorry. You gotta love life to have life. And you've gotta have life to love life. It's what they call a vicious circle.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah.
Now there's another one from Emily, and when in the third act, that the dramatic third act, that when she realizes that how much living people are really missing, she comes out with a line that says, "I never realized." No, not.
I don't know, Mike can.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't reveal too much, but
Yeah.
as George said before, by the end of the by the beginning of the third act, at Death and Dying, Emily is dead, and so she's
So
looking back.
he loses his wife.
Yes, at
Okay.
a very young age, she dies in childbirth.
Oh, all right,
So
very
it's-
different. Which wasn't that unusual at the turn of the beginning of the last century. Yeah.
Still very like hard for him and the family that she leaves behind.
Huh.
So, yeah.
I never realized. No, that's not the one.
Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute?
No. Saints and poets, maybe. They do some. I'm taking the stage manager's line. Very nice job, folks.
Yeah, this sounds like a deeper play.
It's the most touching, the most heart-wrenching, the most emotional play we've done in years there.
Really?
By far, yeah.
Is this the first time you're doing it?
But it has a bright side, I think. It's a celebration of life. It tells us, it gives us a shot to. We want you to take out. We don't want people to spend all day long looking at it. Oh, we got to be careful. We don't want. We got to get a feeling for our life before we lose it. We don't expect people to go around saying that, but once in a while, just take it out and look at it. Life is precious. Life is fleeting. Life is transient, and you're not going to have it forever. So appreciate it while you have it.
Jerry, you couldn't be more true. And a lot of people are just really not conscious that life is fleeting and life is precious. I try to remind myself of that every day, and we get sometimes into our routines. You watch TV, you get mixed up in the news.
Absolutely.
You get into your own desires, and and you just lose sight of what really matters. What really matters, and if a play like this helps people, that's great.
I think that playing Emily has been one of the most eye-opening experiences as an actress, but just in general, because her role, or the role that I'm playing as Emily, has it's hard to explain how much it's really touched me, but also changed the way I think of approaching
life and issues
life
of life
in general.
Well, that's remarkable that you say that. That's interesting.
It's actually, there have been days when I go home from rehearsal and just am so overwhelmed by the thought of how important what this play is about and how important it is that I'm portraying this role. It's oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's extremely emotional, and I think there's that like weight that each of us carries to try to strive to portray the best possible arrangement of this as we can. I'd also like to thank Mr. Morrissey for providing not just me but all of us the opportunity to put on a play like this. It's something that I can guarantee not many high schools would be able to pull off, and through all of our hard work, I think we can. We're gonna make it work, and I'm very happy to be saying that I'm gonna be portraying Emily in my senior year.
Well, I can say that it's the Morrisseys have really just kind of like have basically planted the garden in a way, and you folks here, the troupe, are the plants that are growing and learning, and you're to be respected for that, you and your wife.
Well, thank you for those kind words.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a two-way-
it's serious.
It's a two-way street, though.
No, but I see these young people and how they're growing, and it takes you give them the opportunity, and that's phenomenal. That's what it's about, to see these young folks in our community have an opportunity to grow and hear some of the serious conversations we're having here with these young people. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed.
As you said, Mrs. Morrissey, too, I want to just throw that in. She's a big part of this whole thing. We together founded this theater company in 2000, and so we're in our 16th season or our 30th production, and it's a wonderful thing to be doing for our 30th production, such a beautiful play, right?
30.
Thank Mary for those kind words, but as I always said to the cast, it'd be nothing without me. But the big, more important part of that line is, I'm nothing without them. That's the thing to remember, because they're the reason why I'm doing this. You know, they give back so much that they don't realize how much they give back. When I sit in the back of that house the nights of the show and listen to that applause for these guys, you know, it just makes me want to jump into the whole thing all over again. You know.
Didn't that make the most money?
Oh, yeah,
Well, how did your car wash do? Good?
Yeah, we did very well with the car wash.
Good.
Very, very well. Bigger. It was a bigger event than ever. We were washing cars all day long. Not all day long. I mean, the whole time from 8:30 to about 1 o'clock, actually. You know.
So you had good community support.
Yes.
From the community.
We always bragged about doing a good car wash as well. They don't go out there with any spots or certain scratches on the cars. They're trained by professional car washers how to do it right. You know.
Yeah, well, you guys need any extra work, let me know. I mean,
yeah.
We can put you to work washing plenty of cars. For those of you who just tuned in, we're here talking about the upcoming play at the New Bedford Vocational called Our Town. It's going to be starting on December 10th, which is a Thursday, and running through Sunday, a matinee, the 13th. This coming December, tickets are $12, seniors are $10, students are $6. If you're interested in going to it, and you should be, to support our local community here and these young folks who really pour their hearts into it, and if you're listening to this, or if you just tuned in, you hear more of it, you can call for tickets. Reserve your tickets at 998-3321, 998-3321, extension 424, and reserve your tickets. And it's probably something you can go to. Now, this starts at what, 7 in the evening, correct?
7, yes.
7.
It should last, if that's what you're getting to.
Yeah.
It should last, the actual play itself will last about 2 hours, give or take a couple of minutes. With 2 15-minute intermissions, we'll try to keep them to 15 minutes.
So they'll be out at what, 9:30ish?
About 9:40.
9:40.
Yeah.
So that still leaves time for those who like to eat a dinner late. Go up Church Street to Jade Garden if you like Chinese, or anywhere else in the city of New Bedford to go out for dinner. Or you can go out to dinner earlier for the early crowd and be there for 7 and have a very great, entertaining, inexpensive evening that only can be provided in this community. You really think about it, and have his theater group pour their hearts out doing this play. And it sounds like it's a very it's a very heavy, thought-provoking play here. So
it's very moving. If you're not moved by it, then you got to be made out of ice. I always said, you know.
Well, it's an interesting thing you say that, but a lot of people are so hardened today. You know, you see people being shot and killed and murdered and bombed and taken out by drones and on TV, and it's like it's a spectator, and people don't really get into life and thinking about, you know, how precious it is.
Absolutely.
And in our society, and we've been so removed from reality in many cases. Everything's, you know, everybody's on TV all the time. I'm not a big TV advocate myself personally, but I know a lot of people are. And fine if that's what you like, but I'm not one of them. I see the results in our society. But I have to say, seeing young people here that are involved in like your theater group, gives me hope for the future, Jerry, and that's why I really enjoy, you know, having you bring these young folks in and talk about this. And so you've been working hard getting this ready.
Yeah, we all have. I mean,
now,
it's standard with any place, you know, to work hard at it. You know, none of them are easy.
Yeah, no.
They all take a lot of hard work and dedication and professionalism.
This one sounds a little more esoteric here. That takes a little more mental effort, if you will. Yeah, and everybody's nodding their head, kind of like, yeah. So, because
there's layers and layers of emotion in the show. You know, it's. Let me also say that we're very grateful to not only to Mr. O'Brien, and congratulations again to him for his new position as superintendent director, but the school itself is just a wonderful place to produce plays. It kind of breeds talent over there at that school, and the whole administration, not only Mr. O'Brien but all the other principals, they're all very strong supporters of the theater company, and they provide us with a good means of. Good physical means of producing plays there, and we're very grateful to them as well.
Jerry, now that you made me think about something you were just saying. When someone starts off as a freshman at Voc, they're made aware of all the extracurricular activities, your theater group being one of them. And do you find that you draft a pretty good number of young students?
For this play, it's funny you mentioned that, Ralph. For this play, actually, we had the cast ending. We needed a cast of 28. I think auditioned was about 57, and another 40 or so signed up for stage crew. It's the biggest audition we've ever had for anything. It's more like a popular musical audition than it was for a drama. Right?
Really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
We got in. I've always thought that the theater company gets some of the best. It's as I just telling the cast the other night, I think they're a cross-cut section of the best the school has to offer. You know, most of these young men and women are also involved with other things as well. They got a lot on their plates, yet they always find time to do this. They could be out doing nothing. They could be hanging around the pool rooms. They could be hanging around the parks. They could be at the playing computer games. They could be doing a lot of things, but they chose to spend their time doing something constructive and beautiful, as putting on a play like Our Town.
No, it's very true.
They're a great bunch.
No, it's very true. We have a caller here. We'll just take this caller and see what they... right here. Hi. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hey, good afternoon to
Hi.
all of you.
Oh, okay.
I just have a simple question.
Yep.
How many of your cast members or lighting people see themselves on Broadway one day?
So he's asking a question. The caller's asking a question to see how many of you young folks here ever see yourself on Broadway, or maybe even going on to Hollywood, or maybe some theater work in New York, and they do some sitcoms. Anyone have any aspirations for doing that?
Well, everyone's pointing to me, so...
Say your name, please.
Ryan Boudreau,
Okay.
Dr. Gibbs. Well, I think we all see ourselves there, I guess, up on that stage. Me personally, that's my career, I'm hoping, would be that. That's what I'm looking forward to when I grow up. When you graduate. Yeah, when I graduate, to be go to college for musical theater and end up somewhere in New York or LA or something to do with that. That's what I want to do. Hopefully not on the streets, yes. But that's me. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm sure that some of you, most of you, want to do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see.
Whether it's participating in theater or just enjoying it and watching it, I think that we can all see ourselves still appreciating theater, because that's just the people we've been basically been raised to appreciate.
Right.
I think that without this commitment in the drama club, we wouldn't appreciate it as much.
Well, that's a good point you bring up. Have you just picked up on this interest because you love it, theater? Was it brought on by your parents or interest, or what brought forth this desire to be involved in doing this?
Well, I think we can all say something about this.
Yeah,
but I'll start it off.
No, I'd like to hear what.
My mother is very active in theater. She is She's a music teacher at New Bedford High School.
Huh.
But I'm also a South Coast Children's Theater child.
Okay.
So I started off in there with some of my peers here.
Yeah.
And I started off as a Hun in Mulan, and I graduated as Dorothy in The Wiz.
Oh, wow.
And so it was really cool getting to see that growth, and then coming here and continuing my theater with the Vogue Tech Theater Company. But not everyone has been doing theater as long as some of us have, like Patrick and Ryan. So I'll pass this over to Dan.
Dan, your thoughts. How did you get involved in our love for theater?
So
in the
I
arts?
went to go. Basically, during my sophomore year, I was convinced by May Reed. I knew she was going to be in the spring musical Man of La Mancha, and I went to go see that show, and I was just absolutely blown away.
That was a good one. I was there. That was a nice one.
It was amazing. Yeah.
That was a good.
And I just left that theater thinking I need to be a part of this. So come junior year, I signed up for a Christmas Carol, and I ended up getting a few parts in the ensemble.
Oh.
And it just kind of took off from there.
That was a good play too. I was at that one. Yeah, that was a good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I was Judd Fry in Oklahoma. That was a really fun role to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ever since then, I've every chance I get, I just love to go see people perform. Any plays, whether it's at the Zeiterion or at the PPAC or anywhere, it's really become a huge part of my life. And
that's great to hear. That it really is. Yeah. So you brought him in good. See, that was a good influence. Yeah. Well, it's what they say about the friends you keep, right? Makes a big influence on you. So, and there's a classic example of that. Anyone else like to say there you go, the lighting engineer here.
I know, just example, like for me, as crazy, I tell this to people all the time. I'm in the legal and protective thing, and I know for a fact I'm going to college for film, because it's just such a big, like, movies and, like, theater and directing, and that's what I want to do with my life. And I realized that through theater. Like, if I didn't do theater, I wouldn't be the person I was today. So I would like to thank Mr. Morrissey, and I would like to thank South Coast Children's Theater, because that's where I started.
I started from South Coast. So obviously South Coast Children's Theater is a huge influence in this community in propagating, these young people and getting them involved in theater and developing it. That brings an interesting point up. Maybe the vocational school system should look at a acting program, theater program, and management program. Maybe it should be implemented. Maybe I don't know if any vocational school is doing it. Is anyone?
Actually,
yeah.
Actually, I mean, if I just count from the people who are in this room, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to say at least 5 people. More than 5 in the theater program in its entirety. But most of us are in media technology,
okay,
including me.
Which is kind of like.
Which is more focused around the arts, and not to be confused with visual arts, which is the shop next door. But a lot of us come from that shop because we're the loud, outgoing, boisterous people.
It's called media technology.
Media technology.
See, I would think that'd be like like what he's doing here now with the board. Mr. Costa here is operating the board, that kind of thing. The technology.
It operates in many different varieties.
Yeah.
So we get the chance to learn what it's like to be behind the board and be operating all of the technology, but also being an on-air presence or doing things with film and broadcasting or even web design. So it's a great shop to be in. I'm very happy.
So you're not afraid of the microphone and things like that, right? Yeah. Listen, we've got a caller here. Let's see what this caller. Oh. A very good afternoon to you, caller. Are you there? Hello? No? Do we have you? Nope, maybe they hung up. I don't know. Okay, well, Ringer's back here, and if you'd like to call and ask any questions here about this upcoming play, call us at 9960500, 9960500. And I don't think that call is there. No. Caller? Nope, I put on hold. So you can call station here if you'd like to ask these young folks here any questions at 9960500, 9960500. And we're talking about a upcoming play on December 10th through 13th. That's a Thursday through Sunday. Now the Sunday matinee is at 2 o'clock.
It is.
2 o'clock, okay. So this is coming up right around the corner here. December starts what? Tuesday, right?
13 days away.
Yeah. So tickets. You can reserve your tickets. Write this down at this number here, 998-3321, 998-3321, extension 424, and you can reserve your tickets for Our Town, a play by Thornton Wilder. It's directed by Jerry Morrissey, and Marianne Morrissey is the associate director, and it's going to be a great time. Adults are $12. Seniors are 10, students are 6, and that's a superior value when you see the quality of the talent here, at least what I'm seeing in front of me here for sure. And when you go consider buying tickets anywhere else in Boston, Providence, even the Zeterian, it costs you a lot more. So this is an outstanding value. Go out to dinner and either before or after and enjoy a play, and at a very, very reasonable cost that only in this community is available when you get right down to it. Is the way I see it, Jerry. The quality here before me. So the media technology at Vogue kind of ties in a little bit with the acting and and ties in with the theater group, and also with like broadcasting, or if you went into TV or anything like that going into the future. So that would be a stepping stone for you to go on to another 2-year, 4-year college in the arts, if you will, or the technical side. Because I know they have media schools just for colleges just for lighting, engineering side, the board ops and all that, and cameras and all that, and also the acting side.
Media technology is a great program if you want to get a jump on that. They definitely give you a lot of hands-on experience with the technology involved behind that, like with the cameras and studio lighting and all of that. It's definitely an amazing program to be in if you're looking to have a career in that field.
All right, so you touch on all those subjects then.
What's that?
Yeah, so you touch on all those subjects.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And even if you want to go out into the community, I was actually able to get a spot filming the Miss New Bedford scholarship pageant.
Okay.
Just because of the experiences I've had in media technology with camera work, it wasn't that huge of a jump, and that was an amazing experience too. So.
Do you ever get tied in with New Bedford Cable Access, something like that down there?
Well, I've actually I approached them during the summer, asking about possible internships, and I think they used to have a setup with the media technology program. I think it was something with like workman's comp, and I don't think they. I think it's just less money to just hire people from colleges like UMass Dartmouth. But I did try to push that avenue, but I didn't get very far.
Really? Well, that sounds like in my mind, a bureaucratic bump that they could probably overcome. With getting some people involved and trying to, negotiate a way around those type of obstacles.
Yeah, but like I said though, just look around in the community for opportunities. Couldn't hurt to ask somebody just for a spot, behind the camera.
Yeah. Well, yeah, get some experience with that. That'd be great. Yeah, that's interesting. So, who else would like to say something here about your experiences at Voc and?
Yeah, to more about media, myself, Ryan Boudreau, and sophomore Madison Bozarth are sophomores in media technology, and we're right now working on script writing and character development. So that's something like Megan was talking about, how she wants to go directing and stuff like that, and so that helps. That's the theater part of it, where how it kind of ties in, where we learn, the formatting of scripts and also the creativeness of building one and characters and all that. So that also helps with our skills in drama club. And yes, we have 2 graduates last year of our theater company. One is Christopher McIntyre, who was in legal, as well as Megan, and he's going to college for musical theater right now. And Josh Boucher, who was in media, and he also directed with Megan some South Coast Children's Theater plays.
No matter what shop you're in, if you have the love and you have the passion for it and you have the experience, not just with South Coast, but like with the Morrisseys, or just getting that experience out in the community, you can go into theater. So those are just 2 different people one from media, one from legal, but they both decided to pursue theater, and they're doing a great job, and they're having a lot of fun.
Wow, that's terrific. Now, you say script writing. You're talking like script writing for acting roles, that kind of thing, or writing? How about commercial aspects? Like writing a commercial or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the same idea, a different venue, but
yeah, exactly. Right now, we're actually writing our scripts for animations.
Oh,
we're making our own animations in media, the 3D computer animations. But it's same formatting and things like that. So we're still learning.
I've done a lot of script writing. It's a lot of work, actually. To write script and every word means something, and you only have a certain timeline to say it in. And you want to make sure that you're reaching the 8 inches between a person's ears. That's the ground to be won, if you will, and to make an impression. So every word, everything counts, whether it's print, print to be read or to be heard. So there's a lot of work and nuances that have to be learned.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's just like our town.
Yeah.
That movie.
That's exactly how our town is.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how our town is, because every word, every moment, every line is so precious, and it's just adding to that entire theme of the preciousness of life.
Oh, okay. We've got a caller here. Very good afternoon to you, caller. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi. Very good. What's on your mind?
Hi. I just wanted to say something about the.
Oh, hello. Well, we lost you.
To see if you're with your family for the holidays. I've seen several of the Voc Theater Club productions, and I have to say that they put on some of the best quality theater in this area. And Mr. and Mrs. Morrissey, congratulations for your direction with this group of very talented young adults. I wish them the best of luck with our town. I can't wait to see it, and I'll be bringing my entire family to see the show. Aunts, uncles, cousins. We really look forward to it. And again, if you can catch the show and you have the time to see it, I'm sure it's going to be wonderful, just as good or even better than the past productions.
So you've enjoyed going to these productions?
I absolutely have. The quality of the show that they put on, they touch your heart. they really put their message across, and it's a unbelievable group of talented young adults that are up on stage, and they do a wonderful, wonderful job.
No, I have to agree with you. I have to agree, and it's good to see this in our community here in New Bedford, because so often we hear criticism about our community in a negative sense, and it's good to see that there's a lot of good things happening in our community and in our schools.
Yeah, this is such a positive thing for these kids to be involved in, and they put across great messages for the community. And you can really tell by the quality of the production that they put on how much hard work and effort and time goes into this. Congratulations to them. I wish them the best of luck on this production.
Well, thank you for the call.
Yeah, thank you, Mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my mother. Make sure the
All
chicken's in the
right.
meal.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's very kind of you to say those things. We just try to make it. We just try to do the best job we possibly can. We just keep chipping away at it, working away at it.
And you do,
doing
and we
everything we
thank
can
you
to
for
make
that.
it a good, solid theater experience. That's what we're all about. But that's very nice of you to take the time and effort to say those kind things.
Oh, you're welcome, and good luck with this production. I can't wait to see it.
Well, very good. It's good to hear people in the community call in, and thank you for the call.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. We have another caller here. Very good afternoon to you, caller.
Hi, how are you doing today?
We're doing fantastic.
Great.
So we're here with the theater group. Would you like to have any comments about that? Or?
I do, yeah. I just wanted to say that I have personally been involved with the theater company, and even so, after all of these years, after college, I've come back, and they're still kicking. They're fantastic. Long before I was there, long after I was there. I just wanted to say I know a lot of people really like going to the musicals because they're extremely fun and, with all the upbeat tunes and everything. But the plays really do have such a great message, especially Our Town. Having read it in high school, I think that this cast here at Great New Bedford Voc Tech is one of the best casts around to be able to put this show on. It's extremely tough. But the message is great, and I really hope that everyone comes out and sees it. I know I'll be there, and I wish you guys the best of luck.
Well, thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. Thank you for calling in. And,
no problem. You guys have a great day, and like I said, break a leg. I can't wait. It's approaching quickly, and I'm very excited to see you guys.
Well, very good. Thank you for the call.
Very
No
nice.
problem.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
We've built a fan base now. That's where we're going with this.
That's good. Well, she's happy, and the people calling in. Well, we're running out of time here. Any last comments you'd like to make before we go?
Any last comments, folks?
Any last comments? We got about a minute left.
Big thank you to the Morseys again. One more.
Thank you to
Thank
you
you
guys.
so
Big
much.
thank you to Ralph and BSM for having us on.
Yeah,
giving us this
no problem, Jerry. I
opportunity to show.
originally said 30 minutes, but I got so involved here in interesting conversation with these young folks here that I thoroughly enjoyed my time. So that's good. Make sure, I'll say it one more time here now, folks. Please give a call to the number is 998-3321, extension 424. Reserve your tickets from Thursday the 10th or Sunday the 13th. That's when the play's running. Sunday the 13th is a matinee at 2 o'clock. $12 for adults, $10 for seniors, $6 for students. So get on the phone. Come, and tickets will be in the lobby, Jerry. When you said?
Tickets at this Thursday. This the 3rd, I believe that is, of December.
So you can pick them up.
2:30 to 7. They can buy them right there. They can go in the auditorium, take a look at the auditorium, see where they want to see.
We got to go. Catch you on the other side of the hour. Thank you. Okay, welcome to the program all about cars. My name is Ralph Medeiros. I own and operate Ralph's Auto Center, located in the north end of New Bedford, with my son Andrew. And you can ring us up here at 996-0500. 996-0500. It is great having Jerry Morrissey on with his theater group in the first hour to get the word out about the new play coming out. And I really hope that all of you that can make it do make it. So you can ring us up here, 996-0500, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. And just for the record, Andrew's at the dealership right now. If you're in the market for a used car, you should come by and talk to him about your plans. You don't have to buy one today. But buying a car is a major expense and requires planning. And you should consult with us because we work with you to find the best deal for you. We bring in cars for people, and we save them thousands of dollars if we don't have it in stock. And if it's something more expensive than we normally stock for our inventories, that's no problem. We can find that car right down to the color, the year, even the mileage. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time depending on what you're looking for, but we can save you a lot of time. And we don't buy junk. We really know, we've been buying cars for a long time. We know what to look for, and we try to buy the cleanest possible cars for our customers. And cars we take in trade, if they are not really in good enough shape, we just don't sell them to our customer base. We wholesale them out to other dealers. We don't want to deal with it. When we've been around automobiles quite some time. You get into a car, we drive it. You can tell if the life's been sucked out of some of these cars and the way they've been maintained. Just when you get in them and drive them for a few miles, you get a pretty good idea if the car's been kept up or not. All cars can break down. I don't care how well it's maintained. It can be a brand new car. Brand new cars have all kinds of problems. That's life. But used automobiles are no different than a brand new car. They have their issues, and maintenance is critical. So when we buy cars, we look for factors like that. We look for the condition of the overall body, rust, prior accidents, the way the engine sounds, it shifts, oil leaks, all kinds of things we go through. We go through a huge checklist, and we just do it mentally now. We've done it so often, you don't have to have a physical checklist unless we're doing a survey on your car. Then we'll give you a report on it. When people hire us to check out a car for them, we do that as well in the service department. But the cars we buy for stock ourselves are really checked out well. We try to avoid problems, and buying good cars is the beginning of that. A lot of places will buy a car if it looks good. They make them look good if it doesn't, and they'll sell your eye. And obviously we got to sell your eye, because if you don't like what you're looking at, you're not going to buy it. That's pretty obvious. But it goes much deeper than that. To continue the relationship, we try to buy good, clean cars. When I say good, clean cars, I don't mean just to look at, but I mean right down to the mechanical aspects, that they're clean mechanically, that they run well. And that's the key to customer retainment and referrals. And that's important to us. We've been at it since 1959, when my father started the company. And I'm still at it. I'm the last one left in the business, although my youngest brother, does sell cars. He's still in the trade selling, and he loves it. He says he doesn't have the headaches of being an owner, and all the things that go along with that. And I can certainly understand his point of view after all these years. My son's with me now, so this is the third generation in the trade. Since my dad started it. We're still a family business, and we're still located in New Bedford in spite of it all. We're still here and committed to this community. Unfortunately, it is getting more difficult with these taxes going up, but that's another subject for another day. But there's still a lot to be said for this community in spite of that. So give me a call here, 996-0500. We can talk about whatever's on your mind. We've been very fortunate in this month of November. It's been, I think, unusually warm. And people who've neglected their cars and have ill-maintained their machines have been given a break, if you will, because once it starts to come down on us, this cold weather, then you're going to see, all the lack of maintenance you've done on your car. The bill comes due. And that's when starters start to fail, batteries, electrical system, lights come on, you name it. All these issues come to the forefront in cold weather, as they do on the opposite side in hot weather. Hot weather brings out its own unique circumstances related to hot weather. And hot weather is, frankly, it's sometimes more damaging than the cold weather on certain aspects of your automobile, especially the cooling system. Because the engines are hot and there's a fire going on. I think people forget that a car's engine is, it's not called often today, but it's an internal combustion engine, meaning there's a fire inside. And it's a managed fire. And that's why they call it internal combustion. And these fires have to be maintained, kept in good order. I think people lose sight of that it's no different than kind of like your fireplace or your stove, which have to be tended to daily. Your car is, thank God, is not in that position. It can go much longer between maintenance, but essentially it has a fire going on inside. And carbon builds up on a throttle plate and things like that inside the plenum and the manifolds, and other issues of combustion that take place in the exhaust system, and oxygen sensors and things like that have to be maintained over time. And a lot of people ride around with their light on the dashboard, and they say, oh, the car runs great, it's still not giving me any problem. If the light's on, okay, I don't want to spend the money, or they get the code, they don't want to deal with it. But sometimes you leave a light on, you compound your problems into much, much more expensive problems. And if you do have a light on, you can come by the store when we're open in the shop, and we read lights for people. We don't charge to do that. And we'll give you our professional opinion as to what's going to be involved to repair it. Some parts stores do that, but you're going to get, the fellow who does it isn't usually an experienced tech, and he can read the code like anybody else can and look it up and translate it to what it means, whether it's a CAT code or an oxygen sensor code or, evap, leak, whatever. There's hundreds of codes. There's numerous codes. I can't even recite all of them because there's just too many of them. But we go a little deeper and give you some insight as to what's going to be required to make the car run properly. Sometimes you knock a code out, others come forward that didn't show before, because as you start to get the car in a more balanced operation, other issues come up that have been neglected in the past, depending on the kind of car you've got. So these are some of the things. Tires, we're running a great tire sale right now. If your tires are kind of on the weak side, if you will, the tread's worn down, and so far you've been lucky. We haven't had too many icy, slippery days, not a lot of heavy rain, but you're really, tempting the devil if you have poor quality tires in your car. And just for your own safety as well as the public at large, you should bring your car into shape, because if you do get in an accident and you have worn, defective equipment on your car, you could get cited for it as to the cause of the accident because you couldn't stop. Or, God forbid, you hit a pedestrian because your tires are worn and you just couldn't control your car, and you took somebody out or seriously injured them, all because you didn't maintain your car properly. And I know a lot of people look at this very casually. They don't even give it a second thought. We were so removed from this in the safety aspects. And, you only care after it happens, when it's too late. And, preparation is the name of the game. And to be prepared for these type of situations and having a properly maintained car is critical to that. And it's kind of like people go out in their boats, and, they'll have a life jacket in there. It's old. They haven't updated. They haven't kept it up. It's all kinds of, the anchor's been laying on. It's probably been punctured, what have you. They just treat safety casually until the day they need it. And then they realize it's too late. It's going to be a price paid. There's always a price paid for whether you're on top of the game or you're not. If you're prepared, the price has been paid. If you're not prepared, well, then you're going to pay the price. And, I think we lose our aspect on that. Anyway, give me a call here, 9960500. We got some great cars in stock right now. And I'll talk about a few of these cars right now. This week's been a little, obviously, people off. Holiday yesterday for that mindless Black Friday. I just can't get into that personally. I mean, if you want to get out there, I think that there'll be better sales coming our way. I mean, Walmart's stock is down substantially, not because their sales are booming, the exact opposite. Macy's stock is way down. And I don't own stock, by the way, just if you think of why I'm reciting this, but I do follow the indexes. And retail sales have been somewhat off. So the consumer's broke. I mean, the average Joe out there is, his paycheck's not going up in the private sector. If it's going up, it's 1%, maybe 2% if you're lucky. And then, your insurances are up. Your taxes are certainly going up. People can't keep up with the expense of life going up. There's going to be some breaking point here, I think, for a lot of folks. So I think the average Joe is tapped out until we get this economy growing, because there is no growth except in the expenses, the expense side. But in the wealth side, it hasn't been growing, at least for the masses on Main Street. And these are the issues that are going before us. And that's why we stay focused on value. A lot of our cars we sell are priced between, the majority of them are priced between $4,000 and $10,000. We stock between $4,000 and $15,000. Trucks, we go a little higher because trucks are expensive. It's hard to find, a good truck today will run you between $10,000 and $20,000. Easy. Trucks are very expensive. New trucks, I have some new trucks we're storing for some dealerships. And you look at the labels, they're beautiful machines, but you got to step up. It's not that the truck's gone up, it's our money's going down. And, they're just printing more money. It's basically what it comes down to. But I have some great cars. I'm driving one now. As a matter of fact, I'm driving a 2012 Ford Fusion. It's a silver one. It only has like 58,000 on it, 59,000. We just lowered the price. That's priced at under 9,500. It's 2012 with 58. Very nice little car, 4-cylinder automatic. I enjoy driving it. Kind of reminds me of the Fusion. Kind of gives me flashback to the 60s with the little Ford Falcon. It's in that size range. It's kind of a nice little compact car. Not a real small car, but a compact car. And it's a pleasant car to drive. Got a great 05 Chevy Impala. Only 71,000 miles, priced at under $6,000. That's a great buy. Some of the other stuff we have is a Town and can't speak today. Town and Country van LX. It has 89,000 miles. It's priced at 85. That's a very good buy. That's a 2010. So if you're in the market for a van, that could be the van for you, and the payments would be very reasonable. If if you have children, or you just like to go, like to have a van, a covered wagon to go travel with and go on holidays with your significant other, the vans are great for that, and it's good on gas as well. Nice little Honda Element, an 05 Honda Element, all-wheel drive, LX, automatic. I believe that's priced at just under $7,000. And let's see, we got a nice Ford F-150 Super Cab that just came in. It hasn't been priced out yet, but for those guys out there into trucks, got a Buick LaCrosse, an 07 Buick LaCrosse, very nice car, 35,000 miles, priced at $8,500, just under $8,500. You can come in and talk to us about that car. Got a Subaru Forester, an 04 Subaru Forester, black. Nice clean car. It's an XS, priced at under $8,500. 06 Dodge Ram pickup truck. It's a that's a 4x4. It's a what do they call that model? TRX 4 off-road package, I think they call it, quad cab. So it's only got 66,000 miles. It's priced at just under 15. 66,000 miles now, priced at just under 15. And if you're looking for a quad cab truck, you should come down today and look at that truck. It's black. It's very nice and very reasonable price on that. Let's see, the Commander is sold. I believe that's got a deposit, so I don't want to talk about that one. But I got a great 2013 Jetta TDI. It's a diesel. It's a white car, 67,000 miles, priced at under 15. If you're looking for a car with super high fuel mileage and you commute a lot to Providence or Boston, that is certainly should be on your shopping list. It's a decent sized car without being too big, but it's got room in it so you can, take another couple out in the back seat. They don't feel like they've been stuffed into a tuna can. This car is reasonable. It's a reasonable size car, nice size. And it's phenomenal on fuel. You're going to be, mileage on that would be north of 35 miles to the gallon. And on the highway, 35 and up. So it's a great car. 2002 BMW 5 Series 530i, which is a serious ride in the BMW world. Priced at under 8,000 miles. Black. Very clean. Very nice. And the mileage is very low for the year. 85,000 on that car. That car new now is... 5 Series going to be probably 75 grand, I would say, a new one right about now. Got a great 07 Honda Accord. Let's see, what is that? That's an EX, 6-cylinder, EX, small 6, 39,000 miles, priced at under 12. So you get the idea. We got a lot. I got more and more. I can go down the list here. We got all kinds of cars. Got a nice Honda Odyssey van for those who like the Japanese vans. We've got those. This 08 Honda Odyssey is 53,000 miles, priced at under 12 grand. A great little Chevy Avail. Now this is a steal. An 05 Chevy Avail. It's basically it's just like a special value sedan. It's 68,000 miles, priced at under 4,500. That's an 05 with 68,000 miles Chevrolet Avail, priced at under 45. That won't be around very long. Got a great little 04 PT Cruiser in pewter. 57,000 miles, priced at under 5,500. And the smart money would be to look at a convertible now, believe it or not, an '04 Mustang, premium convertible, 64,000 miles, priced at under 8. Actually, the time to buy convertibles is like November, December, because in January they start to perk up. In February they're definitely up, because I'm on the road buying cars, and there's a cycle to buying, just like there's a cycle to life. You know, it's the way it works. It's the way it works. Got a great Yukon, 2013 Yukon XL, white, 49,000 miles. It's a GMC as a Yukon, by the way, and that's priced at just under $36,000. And that's an SLT half-ton 4x4 Yukon XL, 49,000 miles, priced at under $36K. And I have a small another GMC, an '02, the opposite side, GMC Yukon Denali XL. That one I believe is priced at, there's not a price on my list, but I think that's going for right around $8,000. And if you're interested in any of these cars, you should call the dealership at 998-1141, 998-1141. Ask for Andrew. Sometimes he's outside talking to people, so the phone will ring. So go to extension 112. 112 is Andrew's extension. And leave him a voicemail, and he'll call you back. And I have, we've got numerous Toyotas, Camrys. I've got an '04 Camry priced under 6, an '07 Camry priced under 10. I have more Subarus, a couple of Corollas, an '03 Corolla under 6, an '06 Corolla under 7. More Subarus, another Subaru under 12, an '09 Subaru, beautiful. Actually, I saw it. It's an '09 Forester premium package, light blue, very pretty car, priced at under 12 grand. Great little clean Jeep Liberty Sport, dark green, 78,000 miles, under $9,000. Outstanding value. '07 Subaru Outback, another Subaru. Wagon with a 2.5 injected engine. That's under $9,000. So some great values out here. 99 Chevy Cavalier sedan, LS. Chevrolet Cavalier LS sedan. And gold, 42,000 miles, under 5,000. Those are some of the cars we have in stock right now. And if you're in the market for a car, you should put us on your shopping list. And, we do, majority of our cars come with a 90-day warranty. Most dealers sell cars with a maximum 30, unless the manufacturer's warranty is longer, and then that'll take over. Or they're mandated by the lemon law to give you longer. Some newer cars have to be covered for up to 90 days, depending on the year and the miles. Our cars come standard with 90 days, and it gives you bumper-to-bumper protection, whether you're in this area or if you travel. If you have a problem and you're in Connecticut or New York or New Hampshire, it doesn't matter. You can get your car repaired. And we put more in our cars. We not only make them look good, we make them run well. So you don't come back. We minimize the opportunity for you to come back. Let's put it that way, for something that should have been done prior. So when we check the cars out, we try to make sure that they're right before they go. That's the difference, and that's the difference between us and many of the other guys out there who just make them look good and want to take your money before they put any money in the vehicle. We put money in our vehicles before we take your money, and we do it right and prepare it. We do a tremendous business out of town here as well. People come to us from all over Massachusetts, all over New England. Actually, we send cars all over the world, truth be known. We've shipped them all over the place, sometimes ranging the shipment, the person's shipping takes longer than selling them the car, because shipping can be a hassle sometimes depending on where it's going, and expensive as well. So especially the out-of-country shipments. But that's our trade, and we stick with it, and we try to just deliver the value and deliver honesty into the deal. We don't misrepresent what we sell. And we also sell a lot of people's cars as well. That 300 I had in the showroom, we sold for Fred, who's now in Florida, and we got him to the finish line. And he's happy, and the person that bought it is very happy. Other than a little snafu, we didn't get the gas cap key, but which I didn't know we had on the car, but we got past that. So sometimes people bring cars to us, and like a thing like that kind of thing got by us, a little gas cap lock, and didn't have the key to it, so we had to take care of that for the customer who bought it. Minor things like that, but that's our job. If you have a car, you're selling it, you've inherited a car, someone passed away in a family or an estate, we can make arrangements and sell that car for you or for your family, and you don't have to deal with the hassles. You put in Craigslist, you're gonna have all kinds of shady people calling you, coming by your house, snooping around. Not good in today's world. It's you really have to be cautious on who you do business with and who you invite to your home, especially if you're not in the business of dealing with these characters. We are, and that's our business, and we facilitate many of the sales. We can arrange financing if someone comes in and wants to buy your car and they haven't done their credit and all that, and we can do that instantly and tell them right where they're at and what's available to them, and speed up the process significantly. So a lot of people take advantage of that. And if they have a trade, we can take their trade in. So sometimes we get hit with, I can't, I'd like to buy the car, but I can't because I have to get off mine. Hey, no problem, buddy. We'll appraise your car right now and turn it to cash. So, and that makes your car sell faster. And we offer that, we've done that for many people to help facilitate the sale. And we handle all the paperwork, registry work, insurance work, turning in plates, all those details to make sure everything goes down the way it should do, legally and right. And we try not to leave any details uncovered. We've done it enough times, and we don't misrepresent the seller. We don't misrepresent the buyer, and that's the key. And it's a lot of work. I don't deny that, but that's the way it is. So, give me a call here, 996-0500. We can talk about if you have something you want to talk about. I know everybody's kind of full and sitting back after Turkey Day, and we have a lot to be thankful in this country when you look around the world and see what's happening. And some of it we've made happen, unfortunately, but overall, but if we don't get our act together soon in this country, I think we could be having our own serious issues, but that's another subject for another day. There's an interesting article here. Bear with me, I have basically my old set of glasses. I broke my newer set, and the lens is no good, so I have to use these older ones, and I can't quite read as well with them until I get a new set of glasses, which will probably cost me $300-400, I guess, and when you get done with it all. But that's the way it is. U.S. Let's see here. Feds. U.S. traffic fatalities rise in 2015. Federal officials estimate traffic fatalities are on track to substantially increase in 2015, following a record low of Americans dying in vehicles in 2014. The Department of Transportation, the National Highway and Traffic and Safety Administration, on Tuesday announced that 32,675 people died in motor vehicle crashes in 2014. Well, that's like that's a third of New Bedford being killed in 1 year. That's a lot of people when you think about it, huh? That was a 0.1% decrease from the previous year. The fatality rate fell to a record low of 1.07 deaths per million miles driven. That's how they look at it. But the estimates for the first 6 months of 2015 show a troubling increase in the number of fatalities. This year, officials estimate 2015 fatalities are up 8.1% from the same period last year. So far, we've lost 21,022 people. Americans have died in vehicles. In 2014, the lowest number. Well, this is talking about the lowest number since the data began being collected in 1975. While cyclist deaths also declined, the number of pedestrians killed rose by 3.1% from 2013 and is on track to possibly increase to more than 10% in 2015. Well, I guess being on a bike today, whether it's a motorcycle or a cycle, where the driver's distracted, they're on their phones, they're talking, they're texting, they're smoking dope. I mean, everything. You look around on the roads and you look at people driving, nobody's really watching the road. So I'm really not surprised to see, bicyclists, and pedestrians are on the increase. It doesn't surprise me at all. When I drive around, I think when I drive around this area, people seem to be driving crazier. It seems to be getting nuts. And the traffic, I don't know, you notice, Matt, traffic today is, everywhere you go, it's backed up.
Oh, yeah, I definitely notice it. During my weekday job, I used to at least see maybe like 3 or 4 accidents a day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, going to Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was, well, that's the big leagues going up there.
Right.
Yeah. It's, I was in town there last week, and, yeah, it's crazy, the traffic. Even on a Sunday, it's still nuts. But, that being said, Boston's been that way for years. we've kind of hemmed ourselves in this state with all the rules and regulations and environmental studies and every other bloody thing that comes in the way, and not built the infrastructure necessary. You know, for the life of me, I don't understand why they just don't put that third lane in from 495 junction on 24 south right through to Fall River, and you know, get rid of that funnel effect that takes place once you if you're heading south on 24 and you pass the Burger Kings and the junction of 495 and you hit, it goes down to 2 lanes and it's always backed up there. It's crazy, and you know, it's going on for years now, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And you'd think these major issues would be addressed, but unfortunately the money's going in every other direction but for the infrastructure, and I think that's the tragedy here. We're not really facilitating our infrastructure, which helps create more wealth by creating more industry and business. Instead, the money goes in other aspects, in other areas, and it's just not getting invested in those type of things that create more opportunities for the future. It's just misguided policies, I think, and over the long period. I mean, in a short time, there's ups and downs and everything, but unfortunately, I don't see the infrastructure improvements necessary to take on just what's happening now, let alone in continued growth. I mean, I come home in the evenings and I get down 140. 140 now is, I don't want to say it's bumper to bumper, but it's thick. The traffic is very thick. And then I get over to 195 and it's real thick. And this is just in our community in this area. And I say to myself, wow, there's still a lot of people out of work. And the traffic seems to be increasing significantly as time goes on here. Every 6 months it seems like there's more cars on the road. And it's busier. And you're at a traffic light. Used to be a time when you were the 3rd, 5th, 6th, 8th car, maybe. Now you're the 20th car. It's everything's backed up. It's just the realities. I don't think they're moving fast enough. But that's the government side, which always moves very slow, except to tax you. That goes up. Okay. It says here that when the final 2015 numbers and a breakdown of factors in the year's fatalities will not be available until next year. NHTSA expects experts note that job growth and low fuel prices could be a factor, not only in the increased driving overall, but the increased leisure driving and driving by young people, which can contribute to higher fatality rates. They're trying to hypothesize to why these things are going up. The Federal Administration, the Highway Administration, said Americans drove a record 1.54 trillion miles. Okay, so a trillion is 1,000 billion. So that's 1,540 billion miles, to look at it that way, or 1.5 trillion miles. In the first 6 months of 2015, all right, that's just a half a year, passing the previous record of 1.5 trillion set in June 07. Of course, June 07 was the crash just before the crash that took place of our economy, which took place in 08, going into 08. 07 it started to hold back, but 08 is when it started in our economy with a lot of companies shutting down or pulling back. So things are starting to pick up in that respect. The nation's driving has steadily increased for 16 consecutive months. Well, that's obvious when you look around here, for anyone who's driving around these roads here in our little part of the world in America. It's certainly picking up here in New England, being, just kind of very conservative when it comes to expansion of its infrastructure compared to Florida. When I go down to Florida, and it's like, I go down, what the heck's this? I said, well, they just built this. When? Last year. I said, wow. I said, that went up fast. Oh, yeah. But down there, they're growing rather quickly, and they keep making the infrastructure improvements, except for the West Coast. The West Coast seems way behind in my mind. Traffic's really crazy over there. Let's see. Everyone with a responsibility for road safety. The federal and state and local governments, law enforcement, vehicle manufacturers, safety advocates, and road users need to reassess our efforts to combat threats to safety, said U.S. Transportation Secretary Anthony Fox in a statement. Well, I guess they're worried about all this additional cars on the road and more people driving with low fuel prices, and there's more deaths resulting. Well, and I see that a lot of faulty equipment is probably a contributor, especially in communities under economic stress like New Bedford area. I see a lot of very ill-maintained cars to the point it's a safety issue. kind of like getting on an old rusty leaky boat when you're going to go out to sea, and everything's ill-maintained and run down. Well, I see a lot of cars like that, and they're threatening their own safety as well as the communities. It says here, well, unfortunately, one statistic that seems to be persistently high, and it's even around in our community here, is drunk driving crashes continue to represent roughly 1/3 of all fatalities, resulting in 9,967 deaths. So in these numbers that we're discussing here, 49% of passenger vehicle occupants killed were not wearing seatbelts. So nearly half the population is still not wearing seatbelts. Now, this is a national statistic. In America, in Mass, of course, you're required to wear a seatbelt. Not everybody does, I can tell you that. But basically half the people killed were not wearing their seatbelts and possibly could have lived. I get told often by people, well, I know people that got out of a car, if they had the seatbelt, they would have been killed. Well, I think the majority of people who wear a seatbelt, the more apt to get out of the car, would far less harm to themselves than those who don't wear a seatbelt. I've seen people who've been in accidents who were not wearing a seatbelt, and you ask them after their experience of doing a windshield taste test if they would wear their seatbelt the next time around.
Oh, I like that, the windshield taste test.
Yeah, I call it a windshield taste test, because if you're not wearing a seatbelt, that's what you're going to be doing. And if it's not the windshield taste test, it's the dashboard taste test. The airbags don't always go off, and it doesn't take. You hit the windshield at 20 miles an hour, you're in for serious hurt, let alone at 40 or 50, which is exponentially much higher, the kinetic energy. Cyclist deaths declined by 2.3%, but pedestrian deaths rose by 3.1% from the previous year. In 2014, there were 726 cyclists and 4,484 pedestrians killed in motor vehicle crashes. It's a lot of pedestrians, huh? Wow. Almost 5,000 pedestrians in 2014. Distracted driving accounted for 10% of all crashes. That, to me, seems very underrepresented, because nobody's going to admit that they were talking on the phone or, doing different things while driving. And distracted driving represented, those 10% represented 3,200 people who lost their lives in 2014. Drowsy driving, which has happened to me, to be honest with you, when I come back from New York or Connecticut buying cars, or wherever I'm coming back from down, New Jersey. Sometimes I kind of get tired in the afternoon, especially if I've eaten lunch and I'm driving back. So now I'll just pull over. Sometimes just get rested, because you don't forget, when you're on the road buying, at least in our trade, buying a car, you're on the road early in the morning, 5:36, and you're at it. So it's a long, long day, and sometimes it's better to just pull over and take a small nap and get back on the road refreshed and not kill yourself or someone else. Drowsy driving accounted for 2.6% of all crashes. 2.6%, that's pretty high. And at least 850 people died in these crashes in 2014. So these are some of the statistics out there in what's happening in the world of automobiles. We're going to play a tune here. I got to get a drink of water, Matt. What do you got queued up?
Rudy Valley?
Yeah, let's do. What do you got? Oh, yeah. Is that what you got? That's an older tune. Why don't you call up? Right here. I do Cole Porter here. This guy, can you cue him up? Yeah, Matt's going to cue up an old Cole Porter song. He did some great work. I think it's the right one. I played the other one. I played Rudy Valley, which people like that. Don't forget, folks, we're in the car business. You can look us up at Ralph's Auto Center if you just tuned in. We're located at 867 Church Street in Norton and New Bedford, just off Exit 5 off of Route 140. And we've got basically a 1-hour show today. We had donated an hour to the Jerry Morrissey's theater group. And now we're doing this here in a 1-hour show. So give us a call if you have something to say on your mind, or if you're just sitting back and kind of resting on a rainy, lazy Saturday afternoon. Here we go.
the beat, beat, beat of the tom-tom when the jungle shadows fall, like the tick, tick, tock of the stately clock as it stands against the wall, like the drip, drip, drip of the raindrops when the summer shower is through. So a voice within me keeps repeating you, night and day. You are the one, only you beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are, I think of you. Night and day and night. Why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In the roaring traffic's boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you. Night and day, under the hide of me, there's an oh such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day.
Okay, Cole Porter. Old tunes on a lazy Saturday afternoon. And it's still pretty warm, although tonight's supposed to get rather cold. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention, this is going almost to 2 weeks. I got to say it today, though, because time's running out. Today being November 28th, almost the end of the month. Sunrise was at 6:48 this morning. 6:48 this morning. Sunset will be at 4:15. That's depressing, huh? That's not too far off, and it'll start getting dark out. We lost 8 minutes from last Saturday morning. 8 minutes. And in the evening, we lost 6 minutes. We're almost at, I think we're at the bottom, though, as far as it getting dark earlier in the afternoon. At mine, 4:15, can't get much earlier than that unless you go north up to maybe Portland, Maine, or Ellsbury, or up there in Holden, Maine, get further up in the latitude. And then it sets earlier. But we lost 14 minutes from last week. Okay. We got about, well, actually, there's not much time left to lose. We're under a month before we reach winter. Now we're now coming into the last month of fall, actually the last few weeks of fall. But on the 21st is the first day of winter. I don't know exactly when it begins. I'll have to look it up. But we got about roughly 16 minutes of time left on our side of the ledger. Almost all the light now is in the southern hemisphere, so they're about to enjoy the beginning of their summer, and we're about to enjoy the beginning of our winter. And we've lost about 5 hours and 47 minutes of daylight. 5 hours and 47 minutes of daylight is headed south, and it'll be returning, but very slowly after Christmas or thereabouts. So we've got only about 16 minutes of daylight to lose. If you paid attention, we've had some nice clear nights. The moonrise and the full moon this week, 3 days ago, was beautiful. It's been very bright, lights up the yard. It's been very, very nice to see this. November's been a great month as far as watching this past week in particular. Moonrise and watching the moon in the evening. And it's been warm, so you can go outside and enjoy it. Moonrise is going to be at 7:18 this evening, which you probably won't see because it's so cloudy out. And it'll be setting tomorrow at 9:07 in the morning. Doesn't mean it won't affect you, though, okay? There's also gravitational pull. Women understand this better than men do. But that's what's happening around you in the world. We're running out of time here, and I want to thank you for listening. And what else can I talk about? tell you about. I have a batch of radios coming in that are due in any day now. I've got some of the Highline radios coming in. I've had a lot of requests for it. They're the Highline radio I sell at a discount at just under. It runs you net like $150, like $149.99. The radio's like $180 radio if you order from them direct. It's an excellent radio. It's a good quality radio. If you're looking for a good AM/FM weather, and it also has 2-meter amateur in it, and it receives excellent AM and excellent FM as well. So it's something worth considering if you're looking for a good instrument. It's probably one of the best radios you're going to find, period, under $250. Good radios are not cheap. Okay, good radios cost a few bucks. Like any good instrument, any good tool. You have to pay for a lot of junk that you buy in Walmart. Okay, fine, you burn a few of those out. They'll play loud, but they don't pick up anything. So if you put a CD in them, if they have a CD capability or a strong FM station, fine. But as far as receiving good AM, forget it. AM is much more difficult, requires more precise circuitry, and it's hard to find these radios. Nobody really makes a good. Well, there are people. Crane is one company that makes a good quality AM radio. It just costs a few bucks. If you order from them with shipping, and run you about $185. I order them in cases so I can sell it to you the same radio that they're going to sell you delivered to your door for $185. I can sell it to you for $150, $149.99 to be precise. And it's called the Crane. It's the CC Radio E2. 2E, I guess they say it, 2E, enhanced AM, FM, and weather band, and 2-meter radio amateur as well. But it's a nice radio, good quality, fine tuning. You can get a lot of stations you never knew you had. A lot of people deal with AM interference. I've talked to this fellow in Middleborough, Bubba, who's a listener, and he comes see me about getting an AM antenna booster, which I hooked him up with, and he's experimenting with. Hopefully it works out for him. That's there are things you have to do, and people have interference in their house, like old dimmer switches, and different devices emit RFI, and you have to deal with that. I talk to a lot of people about interference, and on the lower frequencies, like you get into shortwave and AM and long wave in particular, interference is a major issue. So it requires a good quality receiver and good antennas, and also managing if you have a dimmer switch on, set to low, things like that you have to get involved in. I also have these CC pocket radios, which are neat little pocket radio. Fits in your shirt pocket, if you will, and it comes with headphones. It's AM, FM, weather, and it has 5 presets in the front like a car radio, and it's only $60. If you order from them direct, it's going to cost you like $73. For $60, it's an outstanding gift to yourself or to a friend. Look us up at Ralph's. We do undercoating too. Get ready for winter. Think about undercoating your car or truck because they rust out like crazy here in New England. Money well spent. Look us up at Ralph's Auto Center in North End, New Bedford. Thank you for listening. My name is Ralph Medeiros. Catch you next week. God bless.
This song we meet again. Don't know where. Don't know